Second Wind is collapsing, ladies and gentlemen. We have not one, but two employees that have resigned from Second Wind Group. And if you're not aware, little Nick Calandra is the one to blame. If you guys remember, this dude, oh boy, has been misbehaving on the internet alongside Alyssa Mercante and all the other Kotaku detected bunch. These guys can't take criticism. They try to claim that they're being defamed and smeared and all this bullshit. But not too long ago, Nick Calandra actually smeared me and said that I didn't belong around children, that since I was training kids at a kids camp, I needed to stay away from pedo allegations, so to speak. And my job, my place of employment, my wrestling school, my business partners were contacted. Just so you guys can remember, I put people quitting Second Wind because of Calandra. Let us not forget the smear campaign Nick Calandra pulled against me. I tagged Second Wind, but I'm also blocked. They don't care about his behavior. He's a cancer. And this was from when he went on Side Scrollers and got absolutely embarrassed and demolished by Stuttering Craig, Blabbering Babs, and Melanie Mack. Take a look at this clip real quick.
The thing we don't make content about is gossiping about other people on the internet. People in your chat are going to point out at my Twitter to say that.
Right. And as I pointed out to you directly, like you talking about it on Twitter is no different than Smash JT or anybody else talking about it. And to be clear, what is it gossip or is it news? And because at the end of the day, you are a public figure. People will talk about you. Sure. You've chosen this position for yourself. Yep. So it's natural for people to be interested in what you have to say. So is it gossip or is it newsworthy? Are you newsworthy or is it just gossip?
I think it becomes gossip when people cherry pick things to make a video about what you say without putting the full context in it.
Okay, let's talk about cherry picking real quick. What about the Sweet Baby article from Kotaku that Alyssa wrote where she told...
He's just absolutely getting grilled about his behavior on Twitter, which he tries to hide that his Twitter's separate from Second Wind. No, dude, you're literally like the EIC of Second Wind. You represent that company. You're destroying that brand, and people are leaving because of you. And it's funny how it works, where he only blames the grifters and the right-wingers as the problem, not his behavior, not his friend's behavior. He tries to say he's not in these culture wars, but he is. He's absolutely 110% of it. Anyways, Frost of Rivia says, I have resigned from Second Wind Group. I'll say more later, but I do want people to know where their money and support is going in the meantime. And he put this letter out here, which we're going to take a look at it. It's a huge amount of writing, but in the end, it comes down to Nick Calandra. Says, when I joined Second Wind Group, I was under the assumption that we were forming a team of creatives with equal say and equal value. Individual creators would oversee their personal series, and the group would decide how to run the business together. It is plain as day that we have recreated the toxic corporate environment we abandoned, led by a petulant wannabe CEO who overspends, overpromises, underdelivers, sows division, tarnishes our image, asserts his creative vision, or rather creative blindness, and sabotages anyone's attempts to correct him, all while he fails his most basic duties. Joyrides around the world, clout farms, and expects the community and Yahtzee to foot the bill because Nick Calandra tanks our YouTube revenue and makes us undesirable for sponsors. It is beyond incompetence. So, like, right there, proof is in the fucking pudding of how incompetent of an individual Nick Calandra is, who claims he doesn't participate in culture wars, but literally it says it right there. He makes the brand undesirable for sponsors. Gee, I wonder why. Because his internet behaviors, where he tries to smear campaign people, where he tries to allegedly dox people, where he goes into beyond boundaries of privacy, encourages shutting down of websites. Remember, he shut down Smash JT's website. He also encouraged Alyssa Mercante's behavior to contact his wife. This guy's scum, and he's getting his just desserts, right? On top of that, just calling it overall. He says Nick Calandra operates in bad faith to serve his ego, and this group lacks the attitude and processes to appropriately deal with inaction and inability to deliver the core capabilities of our roles. The board of directors lacks a knowledgeable enough majority to see through even the most basic Google searchable errors, and Nick's farcical directions and use their personal feelings as a substitute for information, even when presented with dumbed down versions at their repeated requests. And in short, it's just because he's a fucking SJW political activist wokey who only wants his echo chamber, and he will participate in culture wars online even though he says he doesn't. Makes a complete ass of himself. And it's good to see this. This validates everything that us right-wing grifters have been saying about Nick Calandra, guys. This validates it. It's nice to see people saying it. Now, continuing on, he says, the rest of the owners have little knowledge of what's going on, and I don't fault them because that's the whole point of the culture of isolation. There aren't enough leads at once thinking there's a problem. The rest don't know the problems, therefore there are no problems. All my personal attempts to make Nick see reason are ignored. All of my attempts to make the leads aware of Nick's behavior are brushed off with minimal action. All of my attempts to raise concern for our systemic issues with leads are put off until after problems occur. I refuse to be subjected to this behavior any longer. I believe I've done everything in my power to address the issues for over 6 months, and I want no part in preying on the community's goodwill and Yahtzee's hard work simply because we can't run a business. At this rate, we don't deserve to run a business. Consider this my formal resignation immediately. And what a banger tweet. Good on them. Frost, I wish you guys good luck. It seems like you guys have a lot of fans that are saying you are the best part of the whole fucking website. Stick to your guns. Open your own Patreon. Let Yahtzee, let Second Wind know that Nick Calandra's behavior and his unprofessionalism aren't going to suffice. Let them know. Because I think Nick, that's the problem. He acts like a spoiled brat, right? And yeah, I'm taking it personal because this guy, again, went personal with me. He couldn't handle criticism, so he tried to smear campaign me along with John Phipps and Alyssa Mercante, if you guys remember. And they sent a fake lawyer my way to try to scare me to take the video down. Go fuck yourself, Nick. Continue on. We got people commenting on it. Grum says Frost has resigned from Second Wind. He cites Nick Calandra as the reason. And we can see in the responses, I put Calandra as a cancer. D-Day says Nick Calandra is a cancer, a trash human being. I'm glad to watch him get exposed for the piece of shit he is. Savvy says, the guy who said if you follow Grums despite being a paying Patreon subscriber, I will ban you is bad for business. I'm shocked, I tell you. He told the Patreon members of Second Wind if they follow Grums in any form or fashion, he's blocking them. Imagine being that entitled and that controlling towards your audience. Now she continues to say, but this much was obvious. It's also difficult to have any type of business without clear leadership roles. It was doomed to fail from the start without that. Riding Yahtzee's success would only get them so far. To expand and gain new eyes, you need more than just one man. And you can see Justin says, Nick would rather spend his time feuding with gamers online than being one. Exactly. All these political activists don't play video games, but they're the first ones to say these right-wing grifters don't play video games. They're just miserable. He blocked me months ago after he tried to dunk on me after the whole Jason S. Suicide Squad SBI BS. He got upset when I made him look like a fool after he defended Jason and went after me. You can just see, just absolutely getting torn. Nobody defending Nick Calandra. And if they are, they're just poisoned, blinded DEI activists. Now, they did make this statement. Second Wind did make the statement saying, we're sorry that the other Frost has chosen to resign from Second Wind. He was a valued member of the team and will be greatly missed. We all hope he will continue to make great content such as Cold Take for his own channels. As a member of a co-op, he was always free to leave if he felt his goals did not align with the rest of the team. And we all wish him the best in his future endeavors, right? Pretty, I guess, standard response. You know, posting it on their X account. You can see other people, Cisco. This is the other employee that left. Critical support for the other Frost. Today was my last day at Second Wind as well. All I could say is we exceeded sales goals every single month. Thank you to all the dope clients I've had the privilege of working with. Let's do it again soon. Email, LinkedIn is in my bio. So good on Cisco. Heading out as well. I haven't looked at the responses to this, but you can see Gas says, sorry about Nick being an insanely politically captured egotist. What the hell's going on? If what you say is true, then it sounds like Nick wasn't mad about the escapist putting him under a boot because he hates being put under a boot. Nick was mad because he wanted to be the boot. Exactly. Abso-fucking-lutely. So definitely looking forward to hearing more detail with not one but two employees getting out of here. And you can see Apparently, Nick Calandra posted this on Discord. It says, for those who haven't seen, Nick Calandra responded to this post on the Second Wind Discord. Thought it was important to post it here so people could see both sides and make their mind up from here. So this is probably just Nick damage controlling, saying his side of the story, which is probably going to paint him as a victim. I haven't even seen this. So he says, this morning we let go of our head of sales, Cisco, as we had a different expectations for the job and the future direction of the company. He goes on to say, during the meeting where we discussed this with staff, Frost made the decision to resign, which came as a surprise to all of us, and he has made his post declaring how he felt about the situation at large. Frost had a different direction he saw the channel going in, including content viewership goals, revenue strategy, and management. While there were some initiatives that we agreed on and were implementing, ultimately the vast majority of the team did not agree with Frost's direction as a whole. Our financials are public, so you know where our money is going and how it's coming in. We try to be transparent with you to hold ourselves accountable in situations like this. Obviously, there's other things he mentioned specifically about me in there, even some things that I agree with, like my social media use. This guy says he agrees with it. He takes constant breaks. He says he doesn't play Culture Wars. He's the worst. He's the biggest crybaby on Twitter, guys. The team did their job to course correct me, frighteningly so. This is the one thing. Apparently, the team had an intervention, which we're going to get into that too. He literally had the whole team tell him that he needs to act better on social media. And in the past few weeks, I believe I've shown that I can grow and be a better partner in the co-op. We've been making internal changes to open lines of communication to make sure that issues are being addressed. We've shifted some responsibilities within the company to make sure that everyone's voice is being heard. The Second Wind team is not breaking up, and things will continue on as we navigate this. I'm truly sorry things didn't work out with Frost, and I personally wish him and Cisco well in their future endeavors. I got a spoiler here, probably. I got a spoiler here. I think it's going to backfire. I think more people are going to leave. Now, you can see this person, Angel Face Peanut, is trying to say, please don't use this shit as some own towards the woke gamer hater Nick Calandra, as if any of this affects the research he did against Grums. That situation and this one are totally different, and I won't let anyone try to use this tweet to push that agenda further. So please don't form your own opinion. So whatever this Angel Face Peanut, their objective is, I don't give a shit. I'm not protecting some woke idiot like Nick Calandra. They deserve what they get. And if they lose Patreons or if they lose revenue because of Nick's behavior and being called out, sorry. I'll continue on. You can see, here's some reactions. Sayal saying, the irony of the Second Wind name, you are meant to be getting away from the bullshit. Alas, the bullshit is you. It costs you nothing to stop. And this was when he made a call to action to go after people's funding sources. Right? A call to action to silence criticism, to censor free speech, because right-wing grifter bad. And this is right before they took down Smash's website. How ironic is this, that his own funding source is going down and people are leaving? And yeah, back to what I said with his smear campaign. You can look at that video. Hypnotic says, Second Wind's in big trouble. Nick Calandra exposed for causing a big divide within the company and taking their ad revenue and sponsorship potential. Exactly. Your social media behavior is at fault. And you see Giga Bear says, yes, so sad, just a minor difference in creative vision. It's not like he accused your editor-in-chief of some really salacious stuff or anything. Oh, wait. Of course they're going to cover it up. They're not going to address his behavior. Apparently the rest of Second Wind staged a social media intervention for Nick a bit ago, which honestly the best thing for everyone, right? And this is because he was just caught up in the culture wars on Twitter. Being a vile human being. Thing that helped me was my team stepping in and really pushing me to stop. 2 is just remembering to be in the moment. Watch a TV show, play a game, read a book, and just put the phone in another room. Got to break that need to be in the know. And it wasn't so much that. This guy poked the bear so much at people. He hid behind passive-aggressive tweets. He would smear people, say that people are defaming. He was literally supporting vile human beings like Alyssa Mercante, contacting people's wives. And then when the heat got too much for him, he backed away. And you can see Broodware says, I take some amusement in the Second Wind people leaving the escapist in solidarity with the fired editor Nick Calandra, only to discover firsthand that the escapist was entirely right to fire Calandra because he's in fact incompetent at his job. And you can see Nick Calandra is also just a piece of shit. He tried to shut down and failed Kotaku detected website and is a massive Alyssa Mercante bootlicker. Exactly. And NEH Winston says, saw this coming a mile away. Calandra revealed himself to be a psychopath very early on. Second wins life online. Good for you for escaping that and standing up to it. Hopefully Calandra starts being seen for what he is. I hope Yahtzee wises up soon too, but who knows. But nah, Second Win has me blocked. Unless Nick Calandra has access to that and did it himself. This guy is a goofball on the internet, guys. And he's been taking time off, behaving on social media just because the last time he was really online, he went on side scrollers and made a complete ass out of himself. He was contradicting himself left and right. He was avoiding answering the tough questions. He failed to disavow people like Kotaku, that rage bait. He tried to point it against right-wing grifters and stuff. Typical deflection, not enough substance, no arguments to anything. As a matter of fact, I think he doesn't even believe half of the shit that he preaches himself. Yeah, Nick Calandra is just an overall fucking moron, and it's good to see people calling him out on it. People that aren't quote-unquote right-wing grifters, people that actually work with him. It can't be just us making up shit, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. I'll see you on the next one.